What's up guys, and welcome back to the vlog. Today is going to be a series of videos. We are going to go look for a new car. So if you didn't know, we got into an accident and my car is now totaled. We've been going back and forth with the insurance and they finally offered a payout. They contacted the bank and are going to pay off them, and luckily I had equity in the car, so I am going to be able to have a pretty hefty down payment in order to get a new vehicle. One, I had really good equity in the car. It was fairly clean. I took really good care of the car. And then not only that, I have a savings account. You guys don't know I have SoFi savings. I do have a savings account and I'm able to put a little bit more down so that my monthly car payment is lower. I bought my car in 2021. I was pretty much almost done with it. I had gotten a 6-year loan. Every month I wanted to pay like anywhere from $400 to $500 more extra every month, depending on what expenses I had that month. So I had it pretty much paid off. That's why I had good equity. The bad part of it is the insurance. There's this thing called lease gap, which is very important if you guys don't have equity in your vehicle, which means, and I owed a lot less than what the car was actually worth, so that created a positive difference between, they would pay me out. Okay, if that makes any sense. But when you get your insurance and you buy a new car and you're gonna lease, make sure, I highly recommend you guys get lease gap. This is something that I recently learned in my job. So that's if you don't have equity in your car, then the insurance company will actually pay out that difference. Luckily, that didn't affect us, but that's something to keep in mind. And then also to make sure you get a total reimbursement. So that's also something that's very important, which we are 100% sure we asked for within those 3 years of us trying to get a lower monthly insurance payment. They probably took it out. Those are two things that in hindsight could have gone, but we are gonna go. They did send me some priority FedEx envelopes and paperwork so that I can officially transfer the vehicle to Progressive, I guess, so they can now handle the title and get it paid out, which I got kind of lucky. My tags are due, but I'm not gonna have to pay either one of those. It's pretty crazy. We actually just paid for insurance like 3 days before the accident, so that's something good to know. Make sure you have insurance. So we're gonna send these documents off, go drop them off so that we can get payment, and we're gonna go to a few dealerships. I don't know what car I want. I am leading towards, we are gonna go to the Audi dealership. We're gonna go to the Acura, Lexus, Mercedes, Genesis, and I think there's another one that I'm missing in there. Those are pretty much the dealerships we're gonna go to. So enough rambling about credit, savings, and insurance. Let's actually go look for some cars. Oh my God, it's tight. I really like that one there, the bigger one. That one's probably like...
You said this was 60.
They all seem to be standard with the moonroof now, huh?
Was the AC
No, loud as the Volvo?
Listen.
No.
What is this for?
It's not touching. Just tap that right now.
Oh,
But yeah, see, this is the dashboard that I was telling you. It's so much nicer.
Yeah, there's two, cooling seats, heated seats. You can change the different temperature on both sides if you want to be cooler.
So the Q5 doesn't do that?
It does, but it doesn't have cooling seats. But this interior looks a lot nicer compared to
Yeah, no, it's much nicer. People say it's a fingerprint nightmare though.
looks like it.
That's true. Actually.
And then, is it just one?
Yeah, just
I love the color.
The color is gorgeous. But red?
I think those are the camera videos.
Oh. Yeah,
This is what you want, baby. It's in your price range.
Yeah, after it has Bose. I don't even know what this had. This is really nice. This has the bucket seats like the Volvo. The screen goes across.
Not at all. They're tiny.
Oh,
Oh, hell.
no moonroof. Is there any with a moonroof?
Do you have any with the moonroof? The panoramic moonroof?
No, panoramic.
It's been a couple days. We haven't really looked at any other cars. It's kind of hard to juggle that during the week, you know, getting out of work and then trying to go, and then the time change has happened already, so it gets darker earlier. So we toured, or because we didn't test drive them, but we just looked at them. Did that for the Lexus. The Lexus felt very, I don't know, it just didn't give me the wow factor like the other cars did. I actually really like the smaller, it wasn't the sedan, but it was, I don't know what it is. It's between the midsize SUV and the sedan. I really like that. I'm just not sure if I'm ready to make the switch to a smaller car. I really like the midsize SUVs. Also to the moonroof. There was only one that had a moonroof apparently, and it had to be the biggest package, and they didn't have any on the lot. We viewed those. We looked at the Subarus. Very comfortable seats, but it also didn't have a moonroof, panoramic sunroof. That's my one non-negotiable. Even when I first started looking for a car when I had bought my Volvo, that's all I wanted was a panoramic sunroof. Back then it was a little bit harder to find cars that actually offered it, but it seems like more of the midsize SUVs actually have it now as an option. So it kind of felt weird that the Subaru didn't have it, but those seats were very comfortable, but the whole technology and everything just felt very lackluster. I don't know. And the green is so beautiful too, and I love the styles. And the 2025 style kind of looked a little like a Nissan SUV, and I was kind of bummed about that too, because I really do like the bodies of the old Subaru SUVs. And then we looked at the Audis. I really thought Audi was my number one car. I've wanted an Audi for a while. After I got my Volvo, I was my next car is gonna be an Audi. And it just felt it's hard for me to explain and give a detail, because it's all based on feel, that when I sit in it and I look and how it feels and makes me feel, you know, I'm not very on the technical aspect. That's what my dad is here for. He's gonna focus on all the technical side of everything, what my dad's gonna give me the advice on. But for me, it's I want to enjoy what I'm driving. And I was really sad that the Audi just did not give me that feeling. It was really sad. Did those. And we've went to go look at so many cars, huh? The Acura that we were trying to remember today why we didn't like the Acuras, and the one thing that we remembered is it has this little trackpad for the navigation system, and that's just so weird. I can't imagine driving and then trying to use the trackpad. That doesn't seem practical. If you're gonna call in, you can just click and end or something, right? But this, you have to use the trackpad. Kind of weird. There was one model, the body, but they didn't have any on the lot either, and that one looked really, really nice. But that was also the premium package, so you're gonna start spending a lot more money for those. And then the Mercedes. A Mercedes and a BMW are the two brands that I never really been that into. And my dad was like, wow, we should just go and look. So we went to go to the Mercedes dealership, and I really did fall in love with the GLCs. I really, really did. The only reason why we didn't I guess get the car that day is because I wanted the interior to be dark or a gray, and it was this tan or white, I can't remember, but it felt very cheap. I did not like the color. Anyways, I for sure, 1 week later, I really thought that was the car. That was the car we were gonna get. And I was doing some reviews last night, and apparently a lot of people are having issues with the engine. It just won't turn back on, and they have to call a tow truck, and people are stranded. So that's a really big issue. So I might now go with either a used GLE, which I did fall in love with because it's more roomy, or we're gonna go look at the BMWs today. So that's an X3 and then possibly a used X5. So we'll look at those, and then the Genesis. We haven't been to a Genesis dealership, so that's what we're gonna do today too. People really love those because they say you get the luxury feel for like not the price tag. But the problem is I'm pretty sure it doesn't do that well on gas, but neither does the BMW. And then we're also gonna look at Hyundai's. Hyundai was actually, when I first bought my first car, that was the dealership I really wanted to go, but during that time they had the scarcity of all the cars, so all the prices were hijacked. It was really, really bad during that time. So yeah, we'll go look at the Hyundais. I mean, you never know. Last time I had my heart set on one car and we ended up leaving with the Volvo. Let's go for, I think this is like day 4 or 3 of looking for a car. I never thought it would be this hard. Luckily I have my dad, so he can do all of the specifications of it. I just want it to look pretty and keep me safe, but apparently Volvos don't do that like I thought. And Volvo doesn't even rank on any of, like, when you're looking for cars, Volvo's not even on the list this year for this year's model or next year's model, so it's a little concerning. So let's go. So beautiful.
I brought my own.
It'd have to be later on. Feel like a coupe style.
A little bit. I like it like that though.
Yeah. Oh my god, the seat auto adjusts. No way. This thing caught my eye.
So this is a 2.0 turbo, plenty power, 268 horsepower.
I mean, the ventilated seats are not 100%. I mean,
This is going back to the memory oil. So go off a little bit and go.
scared.
Maneuver. It's on its own. Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's the next day. Yesterday we toured the Genesis, had a very interesting interaction at the Infiniti dealership, and went to the BMW dealership. So we were initially gonna wait for the 2025 X3s to come out because next month they're gonna release them. But the more we did some research on it, the moonroof or the panoramic sunroof, I don't know what they call it. I think they call that one a moonroof. It doesn't open at all, so it's like the Teslas, and that's kind of really, really important for me. The number one thing we really wanted to wait for the new models because they have a new body style. Everything's gotten new, the new dashboards, the screens, but people were complaining about the fact that it felt really cheap, and I feel like you buy a nicer car in order for it to not feel cheap. So we came to the conclusion that the 2024 is something that we're willing to purchase. We're gonna go back right now. We were like going back and forth because I wanted heated seats, I wanted ventilated seats, I wanted a panoramic sunroof, specific color. Most of the interior on all the ones they had were like red, white, and tan. I learned my lesson with the light color interior because I have dogs. It's not very smart. So we wanted a darker interior, a specific color, skyscraper gray, right? And
Brooklyn gray.
Oh, Brooklyn gray. And then I have to let go of the ventilated seats, but I believe it's a heated steering wheel. I'm not sure about the surround system. Was it?
No,
It's basic. Yeah, it's basics, but today's the day. Get a new car. Hopefully we walk away with a good deal. Exciting. I'm just scared because I have to drive home.
Take exit 58B.
And I hate this freeway, so yeah. Been a stalker.
Deal breaker, right?
It's got the same motor as the X3, and it doesn't look as aggressive. Push.
So we moved from next door to over here. That's where I bought my car last time with the lovely guy named Shaq. Hello, my friends. It's the next day. We spent a lot of hours at the dealership yesterday. One, there was a change of plans, and I'm so glad I filmed like an intro. Basically, there was a change of plans. I was gonna go in buying a 2024 XC, sorry, I want to say XC40 because I had Volvo, so it's XC, and these are the X3. I was gonna buy the X3 because I was looking for a midsize SUV. I was looking for, it just had everything that I wanted, and the reviews were really great on the car. The only downfall is people didn't really like the maintenance. You know, BMWs have a little bit higher of a maintenance. That's mainly what the downfall was for that car. It's just like the keep up is a lot more expensive. So long term, they rated Mercedes higher. After seeing those reviews about Mercedes, it kind of made me a little nervous to get the car. So we went in and we looked for our sales guy, and he was like kind of running around. He was like, hold on. He's like, I forgot to show you this car yesterday. He's like, I think you'll love this car. So I was like, okay. So I look at it and I'm like, wow, this car's beautiful, right? And I was like, dude, yeah, no, there's no way it's gonna happen. I already picked a car. I already did the research on it. I knew like it was in my price range. Like I knew all of this stuff, right? We already know how it felt. Like we already went through all of the different add-ons and features that we wanted, right? So it was like it's been a long process trying to find the perfect car. So I was like, yeah, it's probably not gonna happen. And he was like, it was also in the showroom, okay? And he was like, we only have one. He's like, take a look. And I was like, oh yeah, this is really nice. It had like the new screen that I wanted that are coming out on the 2025s, and that's why I was gonna wait for the X3 for the 2025 model, but I really need a car now, fortunately. Yeah, so we got in and I was like looking at it and I was thinking, well, it's a really nice car, but like probably not gonna take it. And then he's like, do you guys want to test drive it? And I was like, no. And I'm like, it's in the showroom, like it's such a big inconvenience. And he's like, no, trust me, you guys want to test drive this car. So I was like, fine. So we test drove the car and oh my god, it was so smooth. The seats were so comfortable. It was gliding, I wanted it, right? So we get picked out and he's like, I'm gonna leave the car in the front. He's like, you guys talk about it. So we were talking about it. I was like, it had okay, I had a lot of non-negotiables that I actually ended up not, I guess, being non-negotiables in the end. So I really wanted ventilated seats. I really wanted Bluetooth, Android Auto. I wanted a panoramic sunroof, and then on top of that, I wanted a panoramic sunroof that opened up. I wanted heated seats, self-parking I wanted the 360 camera. The color of the interior was not supposed to be light anymore. I did not want white or black. And then I also needed a roomy, like I didn't want a hatch or a coupe. This car was a coupe. This car did not have ventilated seats, which is fine. Ventilated seats kind of went out the window pretty quickly because the X3 didn't have ventilated seats. And it was like, that was a very particular, it's just because we went to the Infiniti dealerships and all of them had ventilated seats, and it was an amazing feature. I actually didn't have that on my previous car, but I did have a heated steering wheel and I really enjoyed that. Even though I live in California, it's not that necessary, but if it's cold, then you know, like we're babies about cold. And then I did have a self-park feature. This car does not have a self-park feature. It does have a 360 camera, has red interior. I never thought I would do this, but it looked so nice. And the panoramic sunroof does not open. If it didn't have a panoramic sunroof, like it would have been an automatic no. Oh, and it's coupe. It's a sport package. It's a smaller car. It's not a midsize SUV. So I ended up going with popping in here to, before I get into the car that I bought, I just think it's important to say that like I'm very fortunate to be able to afford this car. This is not bragging at all. This video is nothing bragging or anything of that sort. It's just I am very proud. Like I worked really hard in school. I was a first generation who went to college, and I got, so you can say, a corporate job. It's basically a corporate job, is even though the way my company is. I worked really hard, and I work really hard every day. You know, everybody's living situation and family situation, and just everybody's situation is different. So this is not bragging at all. I am very fortunate to be able to purchase this and to be able to afford it. I just wanted to say that before I start talking about the car a little bit more. BMW 2024 X2 M35i. So that's what I ended up buying. So I didn't really do much of videoing or anything like that because it was like, I was just like, my mind just started running numbers wise. And we ran numbers, and at first it wasn't, I could do it, but it was a little kind of unrealistic. Or not unrealistic, but kind of like, it's just a car and I shouldn't be putting myself. If I had went in and I had already told my dad, I was like, there's a ceiling, and then there's the price that I want to be at. So we were above the ceiling at this point, like barely there. And then we hadn't even put on warranties and all of this extra stuff, maintenance that we wanted. So my dad ended up haggling about 4.5 hours, and we got it to the perfect price point. And he was so like, we're not gonna, sorry, there's no haggle room for this car. This is the only one on the lot. Like, it just came in. There's already people who are probably gonna come and get it tomorrow. Like, there's nothing, like, this car is like not on the market right now, and X2s don't exist. And they like discontinued them, and this was the first time they were back. I don't know, my dad got them to haggle. I was just there on the phone trying to get a credit, like my bank to like release the money and all of that stuff. And then also too, I found out I have an 820 credit score. So awesome. So it went smoothly after that. But yeah, and I drove home, and it was just like, there was a sunset, and I just got to see the sunset and drive this car and feel so smooth. And I was like, yeah, I love this car. I really do. So I'm really happy about the decision I made. Obviously I had buyer's remorse as soon as I signed the paperwork, but driving home, I was in love. And I've just been thinking about the car, and I wish I could drive to work, but I work from home. I'm so excited for after work. I'm gonna go run some errands and drive my car around. I'm really excited, and the next video will be a tour video. So I can actually, I'm gonna mess with all the features and settings and everything like that, so I can truly give you guys a good tour of the car. And we'll do a daytime and a nighttime because there's some lighting features that are pretty cool in this car. I'm so happy, and everything worked out. We can finally close this month on a good note. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!